You're watching BCTV. We're all about Branford. You're watching BCTV, Branford Government Television, a service of Branford Community Television. This program is brought to you in part through the support of the town of Branford.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to bring the Monday, May 13th meeting of the Branford Board of Police Commissioners to order. We need approval of minutes for the regular meeting of April 8th, 2024. If I can have a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Report of the chief, please.
All right, good evening, everyone. Tonight, I don't have a lot to report other than you have your monthly statistical report in there. Just, the quick overview. Our arrests are down in April. We had 57 in March, down to 48 in April. If you look at some of the other trends, they're fairly consistent. The theft of motor vehicles is tracking. We had 4 of them. All 4 of them had keys in it, and they were all spaced out throughout pretty much every district in town. So it wasn't a cluster or anything like that, but we're still seeing the theft of motor vehicles. Please lock your cars. On the social service end of it, the calls for domestic violence, good news report this month, we were down. However, we still are trending about 27% up this year overall. And also our mental health calls, slight little dip, about a 14% decrease for last month. But again, still a constant need there that we're tackling. As far as the larcenies, again, those were down a little bit. Our traffic enforcement, you're going to start seeing those numbers go up, and just for a PSA for the public, next week, or actually, correction, I think it's this week, our regional traffic enforcement team is going to start back up. That is the 6-town group that we all contribute, and they're going to hit a town per week. So that's going to take us, about a month at a clip, reevaluate it, and we're hoping to continue right through the summer months. Great success in that. Predominantly target the heavily trafficked, high volume areas, unregistered motor vehicles, operating under suspension, some speeding mixed in there also. So that unit is going to be out, back, and running. Also internally on our side, the weather is changing. With that comes the pedestrians, the bikes, and we do see a correlation with increase in speeds in these months, so we will get our officers out there. We have the traffic trailers deployed. Those will move around a little bit. The speed signs we've increased. We have a couple that are on order. Some additional ones that we bought out of Capital out of the last, this current fiscal year. So as soon as those get in, we'll identify locations for those. Those can be fixed and temporary depending on where we put them. Accidents were down in April, 65 in March, down to 49 in April. That's good news. As far as the training synopsis, again, another heavy month in training. We're sticking on that, and I think it's very important. You'll see some good classes there. Point to, on the top there, Officer Caroline Massey completed her 2-week SWAT school. It's a very rigorous, tough physical class that encompasses tactics, marksmanship. She has successfully completed that. That makes her a certified certified operator with the South Central Regional SWAT team. This is our first female officer to make that regional team. She has surpassed all the standards at this point, so we wish her well, and that's a very good accomplishment. During the reporting period, 20 officers went for their state-mandated drug and steroid testing in their certification year pursuant to the police accountability bill. They facilitated that. We've completed that. Kind of touching on the personnel a little bit. Officer Custra is just wrapping up field training. Officer Mitchell Carter and Aiden Riccadelli just came out of the academy. They're in, I believe, week 2 of their FTO training. We won't see them for probably another 12, 14 weeks. We have one officer who just started and sitting in the New Britain Police Academy. If you may not know, that the state runs the Meriden Police Academy, but they also have satellite academies. New Britain is one of them, Milford, New Haven, Hartford, and I believe Bridgeport. So we're able to get a seat in the Bridgeport Academy, and we have a officer up there now. But again, that'll be about another 20 weeks before he's coming out. As far as where we stand now, you'll see in the personnel overview, we have a certified officer who continues to be on long-term light duty because of a on-the-job injury. We do have a recruit officer who is still recovering from a broken bone suffered during the academy. We're hoping that he will be able to attend the academy in July.
So does he have to start over?
He has to start over. Unfortunately, all the time that he was there doesn't count. You have to start fresh. Yes, so at least the first quarter of it, he'll be well refreshed from it. We do have one lieutenant out on leave, and we have continued to do some recruiting and interviews for the 2 additional positions that are in the next fiscal year. That process has yielded us a few candidates that we've moved on to the background phase, and we'll see if they can rise above and come out of that. A few that we've looked at either haven't brought paperwork back or weren't interested. So the pool is still very small on the recruit side, and we're really not seeing much, if at all, in the certified. So, you know, what you read about of the hiring crisis and policing across the country, I think is, you know, starting to touch here locally also. But a few that we've identified, we have high hopes for. They look, one of them's from town, homegrown, so hopefully we can see him through. As far as for the good order, I spoke a little bit about the enforcement, the summer season. Everyone please be mindful of that. Also last month, myself, the deputy chief, and Lieutenant Rashad Roach attended a racial profiling symposium that's held by the racial profiling group up in, I believe he's out of Central Connecticut right now. They travel throughout the state to various communities to discuss what they do and what the numbers and the racial profiling statistics look like for that area. We were chosen just because of our location, and happy to report that it was a very well-attended event. The dialogue was, I thought, was great. Some very good discussions about policing and enforcement activities and some of the numbers. All in all, I'm very happy to report. I pushed it along to our staff that the public was very vocal in supporting us, and they were happy with the contacts that they've had with the Branford Police Department. They seem to be happy with our treatment and enforcement models, so it was a very, very good event. We were very happy to hear that feedback, and it was great to engage with them. So kudos to the men and women that are out there making those contacts every day. Also coming up May 18th, it's a Saturday, 1 p.m. at Foot Park. It's the police fire softball game, charity softball game. We beat them pretty bad last year, so I would assume that that's going to continue unless they went out and got some ringers or some substitutes, but it's always a great time and really well attended, and it's great to get everyone together. So the rain date for that is the following Sunday.
What's the time?
1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. I believe the proceeds go to the counseling center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so another very worthy cause. for that. Other than that, I can turn it over to the deputy for a report of the building and any other highlights he has.
Brian Humes, our architect, he's actively working on construction documents, so he's in that phase of the project. It'll still be several weeks for him to complete the construction documents phase. So somewhat at a standstill at this time in terms of the project until that can be completed. We do have a meeting with him this week. The Public Building Commission has begun bi-weekly working group meetings to address the needs of the project. And presently, the focus of that group has been on maximizing energy efficiencies within the building for the project. So that working group is reporting to the PBC, and the PBC is meeting once a month in regards to the project. So this Thursday, the interior design team, which is CAMA, based out of New Haven, those will be our first discussions with that group. They'll be coming to the PD this Thursday to work with members of the building project on interior design. So that'll be our first look, and their first look of the inside of the building, and our first discussions with them on the design, interior design, coloring, flooring, interior design type thing. So that's all I have in terms of the building project. We should have, it'll be heating up as we move along here and get through construction documents phase. So a lot more to report in the future.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
The letters,
Yeah, thanks for pointing it out. So as far as correspondence, Arrow is always the, Canine Arrow is always the star. A lot of meet and greets with the children throughout town. We got some letters to that, so Sergeant Carney, Canine Arrow, great team and a good outreach. We appreciate all their efforts. Also, we have a letter from a resident and a Branford business person regarding their vehicle was stolen, and they wanted to thank the detective bureau led by Detective Eula, to include Detective Andrews, Hurton, Ferris, and Morgan, for a pretty complex case that they worked and made an apprehension. I had mentioned it last month, but just a formal recognition on their part. And also, we received a letter from the North Branford Police Department thanking us for some mutual aid assistance on May the 4th, apprehending a suspect from a criminal incident in their town. And that is, I believe, all I have.
all right, thank you, Chief. Report of the chair, I just wanted to reiterate what the chief mentioned. Pedestrians are out, lots of bicycles, motorcycles. Just be mindful of, pay attention to the road, pay attention to the speed limit. Summer's here, we just want to make sure we don't have any accidents that we can avoid. And citizens' comments.
Hi, yes, I have a comment. Hi, my name is Naomi Twickler. I'm a resident here in Branford, and I'm also a licensed clinical social worker who specializes in suicide prevention. I also volunteer my time to help keep children and teens from accessing unsecured firearms by educating adults through the Be Smart for Kids program. Be Smart is a national nonpartisan educational campaign launched in 2015 to raise awareness that secure gun storage, storing guns locked, unloaded, and separate from ammunition can save children's lives, because keeping children safe is something we can all agree upon. It's a sad fact that firearms are the leading cause of death for children in America. Every year, over 350 children under the age of 18 gain access to a firearm and unintentionally shoot themselves or someone else, and over 1,000 children will access a gun intentionally and die by gun suicide. We know secure storage is crucial in eliminating these injuries and deaths. Be Smart emphasizes the adult responsibility to keep kids from accessing guns and being smart. We teach S, secure all guns in your home and vehicles. M, model responsible behavior around guns. A, ask about the presence of unsecured guns in others' homes. R, recognize the role of guns in suicide. And T, tell your peers to be smart. Gun sales increased during the COVID-19 pandemic, which means an increased chance of children gaining access to firearms, which puts them at higher risk of unintentional shootings, gun suicide, and gun violence in our communities and on school grounds, making it even more important that firearms are secured storely. Our initiative is neutral on the topic of gun ownership, focusing only on safe storage, which, as you all know, is not only best practice, but the law here in Connecticut. I am here to request that the Branford Police Department work with the Be Smart program by allowing us to provide you free materials to hand out to residents at the police station and linking our program on your website. We are also open to your ideas on how we can work together to keep our kids and communities safe. My fellow volunteers and I can provide adult education programs, information tabling at public events, free gun locks, and more. Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
you.
So, any objection to having
Oh,
literature?
no, absolutely not.
Right.
We can get our information, and we have some space in the lobby for materials and some social media awareness.
Okay, wonderful. Should I follow up by email?
Yeah, that's fine. That'd be
Okay.
great.
Okay, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
I
Thank you
appreciate
very
it.
much.
No, thank you for the work you
Yeah,
Nice
thank
work.
you.
All right, I guess we can adjourn.
You have to add that
Oh,
traffic.
the traffic, I'm so sorry, we missed it. So, Janice, you want to go over?
Sure.
We need a motion to add it to the agenda first.
May I have a motion to add the Traffic Commission meeting to the agenda?
No?
Second,
Aye.
we're all in favor. So two gentlemen from Stony Creek Association came before us with a map requesting road signage be placed in front of, if I understood it, 8 driveways in a business during this, so that during the summer months, folks wouldn't park in front of people's driveways. The area that's across from the Stony Creek Market that actually is a no parking zone, a dangerous no parking zone apparently. So they made the presentation, we discussed it, the chief and deputy chief went to look at the spots today and agreed that it was appropriate to do the lineage, if I'm saying it correctly. Spoke with engineering? Did you actually speak with engineering?
I did.
You
I
did,
spoke
yeah.
with,
And that the existing line stripes would be yellow. Special note, it's very expensive special paint. And however, it was favorably approved, and hopefully you'll make a contact with Public Works to see if we can get this done before the summer starts, which is what they really were looking for.
We
So,
need a motion.
can we have a motion to accept that report?
Go ahead.
I make the motion.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, may I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
This program was brought to you in part through the support of the Town of Branford. Watch town meetings and other videos on demand at BranfordTV.org.